Chapter 1. Introduction. Welcome. Hey, you! I heard you want to become a social justice advocate. Wait, what did you ask? Oh, that's just a fancy way to say you want to stand up for what you believe in through action in our government. Welcome to the club. Here's your name tag, keychain, and t-shirt. Now have a seat. No, not in the back. A little closer. There you go. Right in the front row. I'm sure you're feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Of course you are. The chance to make a difference and be part of something greater is thrilling. However, it can also be daunting, and it's common to be overwhelmed. That's okay. I totally get that. There are so many ways to advocate that you can get lost before you even begin. When I started advocating, I felt both enthralled by the waves of change and caught in the current of it. To be honest, I didn't know the lingo, what organizations to turn to, or even how the government worked. I'm sure you're like me back then. All these issues you care about and no tools to start working on them. That's where this guide comes in. I want to help give you the basic knowledge possible to get started in the important work of advocacy. In this guide, you'll learn how to meet with government officials, have difficult conversations, use social media for change, and more. Each chapter covers a basic and important tool that every social justice advocate should know. The sub-chapters break chapters down into actionable steps. The summary at the end of each chapter goes over what you just learned. In addition, you can reference the glossary for important words that will be coming up throughout this book. You can find the glossary in Appendix A for your convenience. The definitions are created by yours truly, based on my own understanding and common knowledge. Please keep in mind that this guide is focused on advocating in the United States of America. However, if you wish to advocate in another country, feel free to tweak these tips according to what does and doesn't apply. Just remember that doing so can be risky if you're not a native. No matter what, your safety comes first, and that applies everywhere. Overall, my goal is to give you an easy-to-understand guide that you can quickly reference whenever you need ideas on how to act on issues you're passionate about. I may not have all of the knowledge in the world, and I'm still learning myself, but I hope I can share what I've learned so far to your advantage. Plus, while I'm ultimately not responsible for what happens when you take my advice, I surely want to give you the best guide, tips, and advice possible. Have I got your attention yet? Picking your cause. I bet you've already picked the issues that you want to advocate for, and are just now looking on how to become vocal about them. That's great. Even if you don't know, though, that's okay too. Next time you do find one that stands out to you, you'll know where to begin. In the meantime, begin by asking yourself what bothers you the most. Will it matter 5 years from now? If it does, will it be difficult to forgive yourself for not taking action? If the answer is yes to both, then you might have just found your cause. For example, let's say you're a college student worrying about affording college. You believe there should be better access to financial aid across the country for all college students. Will it matter 5 years from now? Yes, it will, because if you don't get better financial aid, you won't be able to afford college and get the degree you need for your career. That means you won't be in the field you want, or at least the position you want. Will it be difficult to forgive yourself for not taking action? Yes, it will, because you might have kids, family members, or friends who also can't afford college, but want to go. It becomes a cycle, and you know you didn't do anything to help. What helped me was to list as many problems as I could think of that bothered me in our society. From there, I ranked them according to similar questions, like in the above-mentioned paragraph. I then wrote next to each one whether I wanted to, or already had, been involved. Finally, I narrowed down my top 3. This isn't to say that I don't advocate for the other issues whenever I get the chance. It does mean that I don't actively seek out opportunities as much as I do for my top 3 due to time restraints. Chapter Summary. In the first chapter, I introduce you to the purpose of this book, which is to give you the fundamental tools necessary to start on the journey of social justice advocacy. I suggest questions to ask yourself in order to help you pick the causes you want to advocate for. 1. Will it matter 5 years from now? 2. If it does, will it be difficult to forgive yourself for not taking action? Finally, I suggest narrowing down these choices to your top 3 causes. All right, with all of that being said, I'm ready to get started. How about you?